What's up, YouTubers? Today we're going to be talking about the Leatherman Raptor Rescue Scissors slash Multi-Tool. This is made by Leatherman in the United States of America. It's a set of, I'm going to go ahead and put the carrying case aside. It has this nice fold-up feature. Mom always told you not to run with scissors. Well, when there's closed position, and they fit into this nice little case here, you can run all you want with them, kids. So, all right. Let's go ahead and talk about the scissors. Again, they fold out. They're kind of multicolored, very easy to see. There's multiple different types, or color schemes, I should say, that there are in there. You have roughly about this 5 centimeters. See, look at that. They even tell you 5 centimeters of cutting space there. So you have a little measuring tool. They work really, really well. Let me go ahead and show look at the serration on that thing. The serration on that bottom is excellent. And so even though this top one is not super sharp, it's really not going to cut you. Too bad, you know, you can rub your finger on that. It's not going to cut you. It'll indent, but it won't cut. But what makes these so great is just the fit of them. They fit together so well that there's no gap there. You saw all the various cutting tests. I don't need to talk about that. I mean, the cutting is absolutely beautiful with this thing. So let's talk a little bit about the specs of this knife. These scissors, or this multi-tool, weighs 5.6 ounces, and with the carrying case is 7.4 ounces. So about a half a pound, you know, all told. It prices at $100. And it is definitely, you know, I don't know what kind of steel it is. My assumption is like a 440 or 420, probably a 440 standard hardened steel that maybe they make, you know, cheaper kitchen knives out of, but it had no problems cutting. No problems. You know, I cut through wire and that sort of stuff, soft wire, USB, but it had no problems indenting or rolling over. So yeah, these scissors work really, really well. I do like the fold-up feature. Very, very nice. I'm going to jump kind of into, you know, the pros of this knife, because pretty much everything that it does very, very well. You know, one of the things actually, well, you know, I'll talk about that when I get to the cons. So in addition to some great scissors, really can be used for anything. It does have these little small wire cutters. I'll say they're for very, very small wires, thin wires, that even that USB cable I had to run through several times, but they work, you know, absolutely an option without having to cut wire with your scissors. Very good there. It also comes with this, and I'll go ahead and put this away. It is good that they fold together fairly quickly, but it actually has a one-hand operational. This would, I get best guess, be a strap or like a seatbelt cutting tool. It worked great against massive amounts of synthetic fibers. What's really good about this is if you need to get up to somebody, and obviously you're not going to be cutting them, you can get underneath whatever it is. You know, it cuts zip ties just fine. I did lots of synthetics as well. So yeah, worked very, very well. And puts back, you know what, let me try. I don't know if it puts back, yeah, it puts back one-handed as well. So that's kind of a good thing. Let's talk about I think that was kind of it in terms of the features. Oh, no. And then the other super awesome thing that I was really proud of it, because lots of people say, yeah, you're breaking annealed glass. You can't count a glass breaker using annealed glass. You got to use tempered glass. No, you know what? If it's a life and death situation for a rescue, I don't want to ask the glass if it's annealed or if it's tempered. And so this absolutely torched through. I tend to use basically Scotch whiskey bottles, and it had no problems. It busted it essentially. It broke into it the first time, second time shattered it. I didn't even have to strike very hard. No displacement or anything. So yeah, this is probably a tungsten carbide, has a nice point, and very comfortable with gloves. Of course, you're not going to be busting stuff without, unless you're in an emergency, of course. So yeah, the little glass breaker worked perfectly. It has a little lanyard hole there. So yeah, this is a very good and useful multi-tool. You really can't complain about it. What I will say is, let me go ahead and put some gloves on here, because for my money, I really think these are designed to be used with gloves by rescue workers, and specifically in this position where you have your middle two fingers like that, because that to me was natural, comfortable. You have this little groove here that your hand fits in, and you have the little groove on the back side or your finger fits in, and then you have your pinky here. So for me, I could probably sit and do that an awful lot. Are you going to be doing a lot? I don't know. But what I will say is cutting all that cardboard on the front side montage that you saw with this, yeah, oh no, I had all 3 fingers in there like this. This position was the only one I could get sufficient to cut through like fairly stiff cardboard. But you can see it actually, this has been 2 weeks later. that blister actually has just peeled off. It took 2 weeks. So it did generate right there a very massive blister cutting off all that cardboard, which I tried to show at the end of that. Yeah, so, you know, as far as I guess a con, well, this will kind of lead us into just a couple cons that I see. And one of those is if you had to cut a lot, I wouldn't use these. I'd use regular, you know, scissors that you get that have much smaller holes here. And, you know, have like rubber fittings around there, because this is just hard plastic. And you don't want to cut a long time, because you're going to, and a lot of stuff, you're going to definitely be developing blisters like I did. That was roughly, I don't know, 50 or 60 pieces of cardboard for my wife's business. Anong's Kitchen. Yeah, hey, woohoo. And then the last thing is, it sticks out pretty far. Oh, we got to talk about the case too. Sorry, I kind of mixed that. I'll go ahead and, you know, link in my discussion of the case here. In fact, let me do it here. So for this carrying case, actually, one of the things that I'll point out is it's much easier actually to string it through. I use a Groove Life belt. This is about 1.5 inches. And if you take a look, it's nice and wide there, and it's very easy to thread it through, you know, just kind of like you would a holster or something like that. It goes really well. And so far as trying to put it, certainly take it off when it's on your side, because it has these kind of hooks here, move that out of the way, because it kind of has these, this hook down here, and then these here. It's okay to basically slide it on like this. Let me show you. So you kind of literally have to use your hands to stretch it apart like that. But then getting this on once this is on your side is really, really hard, because you're having to basically reach down, pinch that, and lift it off in such a way that you're pushing this under the J there. It's basically a no-go with, you know, unless that's the only thing you're concentrating both your hands on. So essentially the easiest way is just basically feed this through, unbelt yourself, and then take it out. Same way. Much easier on that. That's what I'd say about this case. And back. So the case sticks out a little bit far. So if you look at this as the side of your, you know, where you hook this on your belt, it's going to be sticking out all this distance here. And I will say, you know, not having a shirt or something go over it, it's sticking out pretty far and catching on a lot of things, going around corners and stuff. I ended up dragging it on, you know, basically door moldings, things like that, car. Yeah, so I actually used this for a summer trip that I had, and I just thought it was a good idea to have some scissors would be a good catch-all in addition to knives. And it just sticks out a little bit far. It's light enough, not too heavy, very sturdy. The last thing I want to talk about is, in the event that I had to take these off to sharpen, I'm not able to sharpen the stuff with the, what do you call that? Sorry, the ribbing? No, with your serrations down there. But the cool thing is, this has a nice little T8 right there, Torx T8, that I could take this apart and just basically sharpen this top side if I had to get that down. And I think that's all that one would need to do. That would really only be if it rolled. And like I said, the heat treat on these was pretty solid. The steel was pretty decent. You know, for $100, you know, your mileage may vary, but for me, I thought this was a good value. Overall, I would say, yeah, these I would choose over many a knife tool, probably maybe even like the Benchmade Triage, which is probably what I would consider the most recommendable of just the knife tools for rescue, because it does have, you know, this strap and that sort of thing. Overall, it's, you know, it's gonna be a little bit heavier, certainly a little bit bulkier. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I forgot about. The last con is it's not really operational one-handed, whereas like the Benchmade Triage would be. It's just, you can try it with many different ways, and there's just no real good way. It's not like it's on ball bearings and you can just kind of fling it out and it all comes out. So no, that was what I call it. Again, I don't really consider it a con, but it's not a strength of it. Is you really need two hands to pop this out and then use it. So it takes an extra second, an extra hand, or whatever. That would kind of be it. Overall, though, like I said, if you're looking for some rescue scissors, these are an excellent American-made option out there. Again, this is the Leatherman Raptor Rescue. Hope this review was of use. If not interesting, I appreciate it. And if so, I appreciate the like and subscribe. Take care.